10-4. I said 10-4 again. Hey, welcome to Afternoon Market Action. My name is Glenn.
My name is Ryan.
We're going to be your host for the next hour or so in regards to what's going on in the market. The Afternoon Market Action and where you need to be, what's going on in the market, what news is moving the market, and Ryan and I will have some picks for you to keep your eyes on as well. So, if you can hear us loud and clear, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, to let us know that we are coming across loud and clear. And for those of you who are new, why are we wearing cowboy hats? Well, it's something that I started a while ago called Western Wednesday. So I've got on my boots, I got on my jeans, I got on my buckle, I've got on my hat. So Ryan is just a poser. He just puts on a hat. That's all he does, where I go all out because it's a day that I've tried to get everybody here at the office involved in. Nobody gives a flying flip, and Ryan is a poser.
You want to know what I had for lunch, Glenn?
What, Ryan?
Cowboy caviar. I am living the life over here, buddy.
No, you're still a poser.
You want to see it? Look at this.
What?
Call me a poser.
What the hell?
Oh, wait, it's in the fridge. Sorry.
But
it's actually really good. It's a salsa. Southwestern salsa.
I probably will not like it, and that's okay. So, again, so people are hearing us. I'm not sure if the alert went out yet. Probably not, but it should be hitting in a moment.
I did get it.
Huh?
I did get it.
All right, so
it did go out?
I did go out. Somebody put it out.
CPI market struggles.
Is there a reason for the white hat, black hat thing? No, it's because I had a black hat, and Ryan got his hat from somebody else. He didn't even purchase his own hat.
I borrowed a white hat.
Yes, that's absolutely right. Glenn, were you just in Power Hour video? G-Money, yes. And I'm tired. I think Ryan's going to have to run Afternoon Market Action because I put out a lot of energy. I'm tired.
But you only did 1 hour. I did 2 hours last week.
Yeah, but you didn't put nearly as much energy as I did. That's for sure. Nearly. All right. My NVIDIA calls are smoking at 118. I did get into NVDL. I am still holding, of course, Palantir. Those are my two main stocks, but we're going to talk a lot about what's going on in the market, the news that affected the market this week, and of course, we're going to look at a market timing graph. What did Pennywise say? Pennywise said something because Troy said very nice. Oh, it must be on the calls, I think. I don't know. All right, what's your thought on
Pennywise said cowboy caviar sounds like Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah, I'm not eating it. I'm not gonna. It sounds like some kind of Brokeback Mountain recipe. So I'm not eating it. That's all I got to say about that. That's what it sounds like to me. So I'm not eating it. Oil. I'm gonna give you my thoughts on oil. I think oil should have been moving a long time ago.
Oil's done for.
It's starting. Wow. So it's starting to move up a little bit on the tensions in the Middle East. I think it should have moved up a long time ago. I liked oil a long time, and I totally gave up on oil because I think it's totally manipulated. That's my 2 cents in regards to oil. Ryan, your thoughts?
As far as, at least the most recent tensions, the Iranian-Israeli conflict over the last 2 weeks, I looked at it this way. When we had tensions like this, we saw it the Houthi earlier this year and the later half of last year, oil did nothing because of that. Mm-hmm. Other items gained momentum, like shipping, right?
That's true.
And right now, as far as oil, with recession fears, slowdown, economic data in China right now. Obviously, you have one presidential candidate who is on the Drill Baby Drill platform.
I wonder who that is.
Now, I mean, I don't like getting political.
I know you don't.
But there's a lot of things out there that I just don't see money to be made as far as being bullish on oil right now. Am I out? If you've been holding these oil stocks for a while, am I saying go out there and sell them right away? No. Reassess them, have a plan in place. But as far as being bullish on oil, I just don't see it.
I'm with you on
Can't get there.
All right.
Can't get there.
So let's get into the software. There's that scene. Oh, man, how did that happen? Wow. Is that new? Or did I just not ever use that? All right. Anyway.
I did that. What are you talking
Troy's comment, my kids jumped into TQQQ for their Roth IRA?
I think that right now, based upon what the market is doing, and that's a good point right there. Market coming off of a potential bottom right here, definitely moving higher. Let me go draw the line. Definitely moving higher. All right, and today is just a down day. But I love that we've broken through 2 levels of resistance right here, approaching a 3rd level. We faded one gap, starting, if we keep moving up, fade another gap. But the market's moving higher, all right? And we do have alternating up and down days. But overall, you can't get over the fact that the market's moving higher. Why is that? Ryan did the update for the week, which if you're not paying attention to that, I think Ryan does a great job every Monday talking about getting you ready for the week. But CPI and PPI came out. I think they were in line to a certain degree of what everybody expected. This keeps us on track for the Fed to cut interest rates in September so far. I still think that, man, just keep your eyes out for some surprise rise in inflation that may alter that decision to cut in September. I don't know. I got a feeling. Woohoo!
I have to look at the calendar. But Glenn, do you know, is this the last inflation report before the decision? Or is there one more?
That's a good question, and I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head.
If anybody in VV Nation knows, put in the comment section. I'm just curious because if this was the last inflation report, before the the interest rate decision, in my opinion, obviously there's other factors, jobs report, stuff like that.
Akshaya said there's one more. Okay.
There is. Oh, okay.
There
but
is
I'm thinking,
one more.
Because this inflation report, and I go into a little bit more detail in tonight's video, but this is the lowest CPI report since 2021. I believe it was since May.
You know what else is interesting? That August tends to be a bad month. But if I'm looking at the VectorVest composite so far this August, we're rising. The VVC is rising since, this is starting from August 5th or so. So far, August is creeping out to be not nearly as bad as what historically is. So we'll see. We will definitely see. All right, so I always want to start off with giving a view of what's going on in the market. Again, definitely trending higher, down day to day, even after inflation numbers came out. People say, well, inflation's getting better, but it did rise. It still did rise month over month, year over year. So I still think, I always keep this in mind, inflation's still a problem. It may be getting less of a problem, but we still rose from an inflation standpoint month over month and year over year. Akshaya says October 17th, 18th, interest rate decision, and second week of September, CPI will come out. There we go. Thank you, Akshaya.
Okay.
There you go. Darian, if you review stocks, please tell me your thoughts. Oh, we've been talking about that over in our wing, the education wing. That's a trader's delight. That is a trader's delight, Darian. Nothing that I would tell anybody to buy long-term just quite yet, but I like the news behind it. I wrote that down because the news behind it, I'll talk about the news behind it. I think long-term it may have some upside potential because of the news that moved it. All right. With that being said, let's get into the stories that are moving the market. Can I just leave it there? No, Joey. Where? Dual scene. See, why do you do this? Because I don't know what the flying flip I'm supposed to do. Or do I just leave it alone? I think I just leave it alone. He's not talking to me. All right, so here's the first story. Always start off with news, economic news. Annual inflation rate slows to 2.9% in July, lowest since 2021. Ryan was just talking about that, and he's going to go into deeper detail in his video this evening. But that's big news story. So should we sell XROF and stop it? Just stop it. Mark, I'm putting you in freaking timeout already. How about that? You're in timeout. I don't ever put anybody in timeout on a live stream besides the Jockey Club, but holy smokes, you're already in timeout, and you can giggle all you want behind your computer. Anyway.
At least GNLN's moving a little bit. X-Row's like, you just want to poke it with a stick. Like,
it needs to do a little something.
You doing anything?
CrowdStrike is an interesting play. I do like it. It's one of my top 3 cybersecurity plays, CrowdStrike, Zscaler, and what's my third
Palantir?
one? Palantir.
I'd hope
No,
you
not
say
Palantir.
Palantir.
Palo Alto. Those are my 3 top
I like Palo Alto.
cybersecurity plays. So CrowdStrike, after all the negative stuff about it, it could be on the rise. All right, next story. Wednesday's big CPI inflation report. There we go. Now, this is for you, Akshire. Could mark a change in thinking for the Fed. That news has always been out there. It's going to continue to be out there, and we will see. Nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. There you go, Mark. Nobody knows what's going to happen in September except for the Fed. And I don't even think, honestly, I'm not even sure.
I don't think the Fed knows what they're going to do.
I don't think that he totally knows what he's going to do already. All right. Oh, look at that. Hey, Ryan, the leaves are already changing near your barn. I don't know what kind of, where you are. They ain't supposed to be changing yet. All right, next story. The other news that came out this week, the PPI wholesale inflation measures rose just a little bit less than expected. So inflation is getting better, but still rose. You can't get over that. It still rose. All right, now let's get into my first story, gold. A lot of people. How many people are trading gold right now? Type of 1 in the room. How many people are trading gold right now? Type of 1 in the room.
Gold's a smart move.
I don't agree. I don't agree yet because of the strength of the dollar. Until the dollar really starts to decline, gold. And here's the story. The story says gold declines as investors weigh scope of the U.S. monetary path. I am not 100% on gold right now. I'm going to take a look at what we call the Huey, and I'm going to show you what gold looks like in regards to as if it is the time to buy it or not. So evidently, Ryan and I have differing opinions, which is fine, which is totally fine. So we'll take a look at it. So that's one of the stocks that is in my list of stories today. R. Saxana said, too, very volatile. I see a couple of ones. T, I know you're a little bit more aggressive. I hear you on that. Gopal typed a 1 in the room. Riemann typed a 1 in the room. I'm holding Panda. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's my first story. Ryan's first story, and this is an interesting story. I sent this over to him because I know that he's an ARM player, and I would really like to have your input on how this will affect ARM. So there's your story, bro.
I'll be honest with you. This isn't bad for ARM at all.
Okay.
It's a drop in a bucket, but essentially Intel, to make cost-cutting measurements or to, generate additional revenue, they started investing in other semiconductor and AI companies, ARM being one of their biggest winners. So they sold 1.18 million shares.
That's a lot of shares.
It equated to $147 million that Intel just made off of ARM in this investment. So I can see why Intel did it. Obviously that's going to help their, their bottom dollar. It'll help, make their financials look a little better. And they need all the help they can get. But as far as ARM, I don't see that having, any, negative sentiment on ARM. I still believe it's a phenomenal company. And honestly, this is actually going to lead me into my next story. If you go to the Google story, Glenn. So as you know, Apple just did their AI demonstrations not too long ago. Google doing the same thing here with their Gemini layout. And as far as applications, Google actually already has in works AI applications. You can't purchase them. They're, test in the testing phase right now. But what I find very interesting is that the AI space you see right now is going more towards the mobile devices. That's where you see the hype. You see the AI hype in the data centers and for the mobile devices.
And Apple,
not necessarily
Apple screwed themselves over with the delay in the generative AI release for the iOS 18. So they did mess up themselves on that.
But either way, whether you're Apple or Team Android, I mean, both those stocks, phenomenal stocks. Obviously, they're part of the Magnificent Seven. But ARM, their architecture, I mean, they control, I think, a little more than 90% of the mobile phone device semiconductor architecture. So as, consumers, demand these new AI phones, and you're going to have to probably get, upgraded phones to actually run some of these applications on, I have a feeling that's going to drive growth and demand for ARM, at least for the next year or two. So, other than just Apple and Google, which, obviously I'm not against, those are good plays. But I'm a true believer in ARM, Glenn. You know this.
Right.
Intel selling it, not going to phase it at all. Nothing there. But, as Apple and Google transition their AI focus on, mobile devices, which is, direct to consumer, that's the smartest play in my opinion. ARM is going to benefit from this tremendously.
I think
don't sleep on the stock.
I think another reason why ARM benefits is because Intel is poopy. If you look at their graph, and a cost cutting. Well, they needed to do something. Intel has been around a long time, and if you look at their graph compared to a lot of other people's graph in the space, they screwed up. They had an opportunity to get OpenAI or jump on that bandwagon and blew it.
But I will say this. Intel was smart.
Where?
Because, so Intel, their architecture is known as x86.
Okay.
Could not compete with ARM. They lost all their market share, or majority of it, right?
Okay.
So what did Intel do? They said, well, we're just going to buy ARM shares and make $147 million off of their company. I mean, it wasn't the worst idea. If you can't compete them, or you can't beat them, join them, right?
But
and that's
they
what they
ain't
did.
making
They made
money.
They made $147 million off this deal.
Whoop-de freaking
But overall,
okay.
no, I know. But on this deal in particular, it was a smart move for Intel.
Phil, I've done videos on the power needs for AI as well as quantum computing. I've covered both of those topics on the YouTube channel.
And Pennywise, yes, I do believe, as Intel, obviously they did well selling this position, and it's going to help their financials. But like you compared it to the Chat GPT, I think they're going to miss a bigger opportunity as ARM even goes further in the upcoming years. But otherwise, I mean, Intel, you can't invest in your competition forever. That's not going to work out too well either. So we'll see how it plays out.
All right, next one, Mars. And Mars is a family-owned company, so there's no ticker symbol. I like Pringles. They bought Kellanova for $36 billion in 2024's biggest deal. So I like Snickers. I like all that kind of stuff. I don't have any of that in the office. I got all these other candies. But I think that's a big deal in the whole chocolate food space for Mars, but it's not a company that you can track or buy into, but that's a big buy. $36 billion. Man,
Mars is family owned.
Right.
You know what, and I'm actually surprised by this, but do you know what Mars, one of their biggest segments of industry is?
What?
Pet healthcare.
No, really? Did you?
All the animal hospitals you see around here?
How do you know that?
Well, because one of my friends used to work in the animal hospital thing or whatever. I don't know what they did. I think X-ray tech.
Okay.
But they're telling me, because they know I do stocks and stuff. They're asking me about Mars. I was like, what do you mean? Like the candy company? And they're like, no. Like I mean, they do a lot as far as medical stuff. Mars is a huge company. Okay. But yeah, they do a lot more than just, candy and Pringles.
Wow. So they got a lot of money. That's why they can spend $36 billion.
Exactly.
All right. Next story. Whew. Uncle Glenn and Palantir. This is cool. Another step towards S&P 500 inclusion in September. Folks, that could be freaking phenomenally big.
That's big.
For Palantir. I'm back in Palantir.
That's going to create a lot of demand for those ETFs.
Well, the thing is with Palantir, they've got so many contracts globally that haven't turned into real money yet. And once they
just saw, was it last week or earlier this week, the partnership with Microsoft to deploy AI to the U.S. military?
Yep.
Did you see that?
I did it in one of my live streams. I did it.
Okay.
I touched on that in one of my live streams. So Palantir was at $31 most of the morning. I am in it. I'm back in it. When did Uncle Glenn talk to you about Palantir? Anybody give me a price point where I
It was like $17.
I didn't ask you. I asked VV Nation. I said, Uncle Glenn and VV Nation. That means you shouldn't said a ding dang darn thing. Anyway, VV Nation, Ryan, when did Uncle Glenn talk to you about Palantir? Give me a price point. Just curious. But I am back.
Probably at the most recent high.
Wow, are you still talking? Really? 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 All right. Glenn says $32 was his price. Oh, yeah, that was my last price prediction. We're not that far from it. We're gonna get there maybe. We'll see. We are buying from $8 a cent, Dalal. Ding dang darn. Words of the day. Ryan is taking some abuse. He's not taking. No, don't even go there. He's not taking no abuse. He ain't.
G money. I'm used to it.
He ain't taking no abuse. All right. Another good story. Interesting story. Saudi Arabia sovereign fund Q2 moves include more than tripling NU stake. Talk about that.
So NU, it's probably on some of your radars. Have you heard of it? It's been popping up quite a little bit.
Yes.
Essentially, they are a digital platform bank out of Brazil. This, which I find phenomenal.
Okay.
Because just as you have things like Cash App and the digital banking revolution here in the United States, you can see now that consumer behavior is starting to change. Obviously as that country progresses, and I think it's a big play. I mean, Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund. I don't have the statistics, but I'd say it's probably one of the largest funds in the world, if not the largest. And they're tripling their position in new.
Yeah.
I mean, just looking at it on the chart. I mean, the chart looked beautiful. Here is I know a lot of people like to follow the big money. Well, this is some big money moving into this stock here. And this article is nice because it went through a lot of other positions. That's whether, it's trimming, which was like Visa, BlackRock, it was trimming, JP Morgan, Home Depot. But I just saw new, I have seen it pop up on one of the top VST stocks in the VectorVest software here and there.
Okay.
So I've got it in my watch list. It's on my radar. After I looked at the chart, I liked what I saw. It's sitting right at a level of resistance, so it's a nice trade setup. If we can break out of this level, we'll show you the chart here in a little bit when we get to the watch list. But definitely, I'd put this on your radar. I think it's going to make some money.
All right. I got another story. Micron. Is Micron Technology the best data storage stock to buy now? So this goes into the 7 best data stocks to buy now. This comes from Yahoo Finance. But, when you talk about AI, the question came up about the power for AI. There's a lot of things that present a domino effect for the industry. You got to have the GPUs. You've got to have the storage. You've got to have the power. You got to have the chips, and you got to have better and faster chips. And there's so many things which makes the AI space a space that is in its infancy. You need to have the data. That's where Palantir comes in. That's where companies like Snow come in. There's so much integrated in the space, so many stocks that you can make money in. Now, Micron is on the outside from a data storage position. And you know something? You can get a stock from each one of those industries and build a solid portfolio that covers the whole space. As a matter of fact, what's today? Wednesday? Somebody remind me for tomorrow's live stream. I think that I'm going to build you guys a portfolio. I'm going to call it AI domino effect. I'm going to call that. And all of the different parts of AI is going to include all those different stocks. So remind me if you make sure, that might give you a carrot to come to the live stream tomorrow at 2:00 for Trending Thursday. I don't think that that's a bad thing to take a look at. But Micron is on my list. What is it? Data storage refers to the systematic process of archiving digital information. All of this is digital information, right? Ensuring its availability and security for future use. Cybersecurity. The process involves storage methods, including direct attached storage area networks, network attached, all that stuff. And that's why, according to Fortune, The global data market, storage market, is valued at $218 billion in 2024. By 2032, it'll be $774 billion. That's a lot of freaking money. That's why I think I want to make a portfolio that encompasses everything, a stock from all of the different aspects of AI. So we'll do that tomorrow on Trending Thursday. But Micron is in my list. And the last one that I've got, this is to back up my stock play of DFEN in the aerospace and defense. The U.S. looks to develop AI fleets with China in mind. There's a lot going on behind the scenes about what's going on with new contracts for all kinds of planes, trains, and automobiles and weapons of just stuff. So DFEN for me actually is still a very strong, viable play to play the whole market without having to play Raytheon or Lockheed Martin or Rolls-Royce. Why not play the whole space? So DFEN will be on my list today. All right, let's get back into the software. Let's go to the viewers. Let's start off with the big movers. I always try to give you some fish. Here's the big moves. Look at this, NVIDIA. And you, look at that, Ryan. Look at that.
Real quick, because a couple people make comments about new. Amir, it is not crypto. You asked what I meant by digital banking. Think more fintech, like PayPal, online banking, things of that nature. I'm not saying that you might be able to purchase crypto through them, but that's not the sole goal there. And then Manju said, news in the Derby. Yeah, there's a lot of momentum here. You can see it's up. Was it just over 5% today? You can see why I put it on your list. If you pull up a graph chart of it, stock chart, real quick, Glenn.
What if I don't want to?
Well, if you don't want to, then you don't have to, bud.
Okay.
I'm not here to force you.
Look at that.
But do you see it's right next to that prior high? I mean, because we're on Teams, I can't really see it that
There you go. Look at that. We're right there, not far.
Yeah, that's what I say. Perfect trade setup. If we can get some conviction, break through that high on strong volume. If you're already in the position, I mean, clearly it just went in the fast lane. Obviously, no real reason for concerns. Unless you're protecting profits or you had some objective there. But otherwise, I think this is gonna be a great trade setup. That's why I got on the watch list this week.
All right, and it just happened to be in the big movers today. Serve is a stock Serve and Lumen are two stocks that I want you to definitely keep your eyes on. These are both speculative plays, but man, these stocks have been on the move. If nothing else, these are good trade plays. These are definitely good trade plays, but they are big movers today.
Serve has been rocking and rolling.
Absolutely.
It was a video I did a couple weeks ago, a Wednesday video. And that stock, ever since it's been in that video, it's unstoppable right now. Well, was it 10%? It says today, 11%,
11.57%. So these are stocks. We try to give you fish. If nothing else, folks, these are stocks to keep on your watch list. All right, these are stocks to keep on your watch list. Contras today. I just want to take a look. The market struggled today. Even after the news, the market jumped up and then pulled back. Did a beautiful 10 o'clock reversal. But look,
the thing that's been struggling today is the Nasdaq.
Yep, and I'm in a different portfolio. I got out of my SOXL. I was in SOXL. I made about 30% in that. In different portfolio, the company portfolio, I got out of it, so I took a profit on that. But look at this, down day to day as we showed in the beginning. Contras are moving. I'm not telling you to jump on board with them. It's just one day after the market is trending higher. But for all you traders taking advantage of the down day today, Contras is a good way to do that. And I just wanted to show you which Contras are moving. I did comprise a watch list of some of the hottest industries and finding some stocks in there. Amir was talking about insurance companies. Aflac is in my list today, up about 1%. CRS. And I looked at some of the top industries and looked at some of the stocks, but I'm in steel alloy, insurance, ACC, I don't know what the hell that means, and health, building heavy construction, computer graphics, and aerospace and defense OEM. So I comprised a watch list, diversified, looking at 5 of some of the best industries that are moving right now. Again, this is more of a fish for you guys to keep your eyes on. G-Money.
Speaking of insurance, Glenn.
Say again?
I was saying, speaking of insurance, sounds like we're on the same page. Tonight's video, obviously I go into the CPI analysis, but I'm introducing a hot industry, and it is in the insurance sector. I will say that.
Why
Insurance stocks.
Stop telling them. Don't you want them to go watch it? Stop giving them.
Why didn't tell them which industry?
Holy smokes. You need to just shush and just let them watch the video. Gosh, dang it. All right, so 5 different industries that are on the rise, a stock from each one of them. You notice that? I tried to make them fundamentally sound stocks. Look at the earnings growth rates on these as well. So trying to help you guys out. Let's go talk about, Joey hasn't had any picks for a couple of weeks. He decided to do that again. I think that he's just getting lazy. All right, so that's all it is. He doesn't want me to spend no time. He's just getting straight up lazy. Go ahead, Joey. Say up there.
Maybe, but I'm not getting broke.
Here we go.
I'm not broke.
Go ahead. Just say cash is a position. Go ahead. Just say it. What?
Cash is a position.
There you go. That's it. Now you can go. You can go back into your cave. Go back into your cave.
That position's on the chair too.
It is on the chair.
Just sitting nice and comfortably on the chair
and chilling. Equal harshness to Joey and Ryan. I'm not harsh. I'm just honest. Let me.
No, you're borderline rude.
I'm not. Wow.
Borderline rude. I was just gonna go with rude.
What?
Full on.
Well,
he crossed the border a long time ago.
I was trying to be nice.
It's a good thing I still like you both. All right.
It's a good thing we still like you.
Whatever. All right. So let's go to Ryan's picks last week. Keep in mind we weren't here last week, so this is really you calling me a bully? You really calling me a bully? These were picks from 2 weeks ago. So let's go see what they did. All right, because last week, thank you guys for supporting Brian and Todd in the portfolio cleanup last week. So this was from 2 weeks ago. Let's go see what they look like. All right, 2 weeks ago. All right, not half bad. The market was down 1.3. You were down 1.3, but Meta was the big mover. Boeing
and I was
the big
short
mover.
Boeing.
Oh, okay. Were you? I don't remember you saying that. I know you were because nobody should be long with Boeing. Nobody should be long with Boeing. All right, and now let's look at your picks for this week. Admit it, Glenn, if you said those things to them, you would be butthurt. Not me.
What was Boeing down?
Like 13%.
Oh, good. I made a killing off that.
Yeah, like 13%. Joey, they are envious. Just stay on the top of the hill. Yeah. All right. So here's your picks for this week. You want to talk about them at all? What you want to say?
Yeah. Let's see here. So obviously we got NVIDIA. So we know if you're trying to get into semiconductors, momentum is there. Everyone knows about NVIDIA. New holdings got the momentum today at 5% almost. Look at this. Even fundamentally sound, RV and RS are above 1. I'm kind of surprised about that. It's the only buy-rated stock on the list. We got Google here. They just released, some of their AI, Gemini platform, some of their AI apps.
They are getting killed.
Right? They're down 3%. But look at ARM Holdings. Like I said, ARM is going to be the winner.
Okay.
Apple and Google are going to battle it out. But both companies have to buy ARM's chips. So that's why ARM's in the list. And look, it's trading at a discount right now. It's got a sell rating. Well, I won't say it's trading at a discount because it is overvalued.
It's not just overvalued. It's way
overvalued.
Okay.
Way overvalued. It does have a sell rating. If we look at RT, the stock's been beaten up recently. No doubt about that. But we could see that the momentum is starting to pick back up in the semiconductor space. And along with that, we've got NVDL going two times.
I put that in.
Oh, you put that here?
I put that for you.
Yeah, this is just a cheaper way to play NVIDIA. And if you don't want to, trade options, but yet you want your money to go a little bit further, leverage ETFs. Great, easy way to go.
Yeah, I'm with you on ARM. I like ARM. I'm with you.
But yeah, as far as that valuation, I've said in every one of my videos, that's the scare. Hopefully, but a lot, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right, let me go to my picks last week, which would have been 2 weeks ago as well. 8:14, 7:31. Let's go.
Welcome, Nobi.
Quick test all. Oh, I made money. Unlike you. All right, so Palantir.
I made more money.
How did you? No, you didn't. Shut up. No.
You didn't quite.
Fine. I'm gonna
you
do
didn't
it
play
again. I'm gonna do it again without that stock, and we'll still see. But
And then you got to add the 13% for both.
Oh, whatever. No, whatever. Palantir. Wow, I'm still loving Palantir.
You know what we should do, Glenn?
What's that, Ryan?
Instead of doing like a watch list, we should make a portfolio.
Oh boy! All right, you want to do that?
That way, and we can change it every Wednesday.
Okay.
And that way, we can see the progress of our picks.
Everybody okay with that? Instead of looking at and doing a quick test of stocks, that Ryan will build a portfolio, I will build a portfolio, and we change them as we put stocks in. You guys okay with that? Type of one in the room.
We do the same kind of stocks based off the news stories, but we just
put them into a portfolio.
Yeah, and we'll just change the positions on Wednesdays.
Oh, and let Joey be. Oh, yeah. We get to see really how good or bad Joey is doing. Oh,
and then Joey just sits in cash and
and does nothing. And does absolutely freaking nothing.
And doesn't lose money.
Yeah.
Hey,
Keep
buddy.
that in mind.
No. You're still losing 2.9% according to inflation data.
Okay. That's probably he's probably right there, Joey. That's probably
That is true.
He's probably right on that.
That's probably less than what I was saying.
All right, Joey didn't have any picks. Joey hasn't had any picks for the last couple of 2-3 weeks. So got no picks for Joey. And that's fine. That's fine. That's all right. All right. We'll go.
He doesn't have diamond hands.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's got straight up paper hands. Straight up paper hands.
He's scared of the market.
All right.
Scared to death.
Here's my picks for this week. Now, I talked to you about gold. I'm not a fan of gold just quite yet still. It's got good upside, and this is Barrick Gold. They had earnings. Was it earlier this week or was it last week? One of the two.
It was last.
Was it last week or was it
Monday? It was Monday.
This Monday. It was Monday, and they beat. And they beat. And a lot of people were all over. Yeah, let's go into gold. I'm not a fan of gold, just still quite yet. I'm going to bring up a graph of the Huey. There it is. There's my graph of the Huey. Even in the star search, I like the move, but a lot of indecision, 2 levels of resistance to still get through. I'm not head over heels when it gets down to gold just quite yet. I want to look at the dollar. Let's go look at UUP because there is the direct correlation between the two. Let's go look at them on a 3-month graph. Interesting that with the dollar falling, gold should be going up, but I don't see it yet. So I like that it's barely in the fast lane. I need to see more confirmation before I jump on board. I got to see more confirmation before I jump on board. So we'll see. Let's go back to the viewers. Palantir is my pick. Micron. Kellanova, I really should take it out because it's going to go away. That's the company that got bought, and I am going to take it out because it's not going to. It's going to just go down from this point. Actually, as it goes away. But defend.
So
what?
Glenn,
what?
I'm just curious. If you own Kellanova,
yeah,
and a private firm like Mars purchases it,
right,
and it's then becomes Mars, does that mean your shares just become private equity? You would still own those shares, or do you get cashed out? I'm not sure how that works.
Interesting. I need to read the story as I go into it. Mars says it will pay $83.50 per share, representing about a 33% premium. So if I'm Kellanova, I'm loving that, to its closing price on August 2nd. Before Reuters reported that Mars is exploring a deal such as Morningstar. The deal is a bet on the consumers continue to indulge in branded snacks, and that's why we're all getting fat. The combined company, there it is. The combined company aims to hold prices steady. We are big. I'm wondering if they come into the Mars fray as they bought up. Well, they paid for it. So I believe those shares come into the Mars fray. That's what I think happens based on what I just read.
Okay.
All right. And Defend, again, is a stock that I like in the space. So I wrote down some stocks. I wrote down some stocks I'm going to put into the company portfolio. New is one of them. LUMN is the other one, and SERV is the third one. All right. Where are we? Oh, more fish. Top VST stocks where the 3-8 crossed over the last 3 days. The 3 and 8 represent the 3 and 8 exponential moving average. Wow, look at that. SIGA. SIGA up 27%. Lifeway back in the fray again. Undervalued stock. A little bit more aggressive, up 6% today. Another insurance company, there you go. That's 3 insurance companies that we just looked at today, Amir, that are up. EME and NSIT all up. But these are all top VST stocks, as you can see, where the 3 and 8 exponential moving averages have crossed. Each shareholder will get their share from the sale and go away. Oh, is that what it is, Mark? Okay, there it is. So they'll get their money and say,
I had a feeling that Mars would have won all these random investors.
All right, so
all these random shareholders.
Well, they say, "Here's your money, be gone," and they'll be like, "Oh,
be gone."
They're like, "Okay, thank you for that 33% premium on what I owned." And okay, thanks, Mark. I take you out of timeout now. All right,
I'll take you out of
I think it's time to go look at the customer picks. Customer picks last week. Let's go see what you guys did 2 weeks ago. Let's go.
Probably a bunch of Boeing and Disneys.
Especially if Jazz is here. He probably do. Especially if Jazz is here. He'd be like, yeah, let me go back.
Hey, Disney, I'd have to take a look at it. But I mean,
no.
Was it the Deadpool Wolverine box office?
Yeah.
$1 billion weekend?
Yeah, whatever. All right, so we got to quick test these. I'm not thinking about Disney. Man, you guys were bad. Holy smokes. Good gravy. Wow, Apple got hit. Micros, wow, EBS got down 41%. And what did you guys eat that day with these stock picks? Good gravy. All right.
Well, probably didn't eat much. They lost all their money.
Holy smokes. Well, that was bad. Why is DFEN better than PPA? That's a good question. What the flying flip is PPA? You down with PPA? No, that's not what I say. You down with PPA? It looks like it's just another ETF. That's what it looks like. What's different about it? Something, the only thing that I can think, transportation specifically. I'd have to go look at what they hold compared to what DFEN holds. That's all. It's just another defense ETF. Could I play it? Yep. But DFEN, I think, is cheaper. DFEN. And I know that DFEN plays the big people like Lockheed, Raytheon, that kind of thing, and it's cheaper. It's $30 compared to $108. So I don't know. A
lot cheaper.
I don't know what PPA holds as far as their ETF is concerned, but I know that DFEN holds a lot of the big names and big portions of the big names. So that's the only thing that I know. All right. Let's go look at your picks for this week. All right, so Ryan, how many likes do we have, Joey? How many likes? I can't see. 44?
It's 44.
That's it. Well, that's all right. I'm only going to give you 10 stocks. All right, not yet, Ryan. Don't call them out yet. I got 4 that I wrote down. Oh, sorry, Joey, if I did something. All right, DKS, Tesla, GNLN, ALAR. I need 6 more stocks, Ryan.
Ship.
Okay.
Chewy.
CHW. Okay.
LPX.
Okay.
SMCI.
Yep.
Amir, every week you put SMCI.
I know he does.
Do you even ever sell it or buy it?
I think he has it forever.
You just hold on to it at this point.
Stop spamming it, Amir.
SPHD.
SPHD. Okay.
Zeta.
ZETA. Let me see how many stocks that is. That is 10 stocks exactly. There we go.
Hey, there we go.
All right. So, again, for those of you who are new, I try to make it so that you guys put some skin in the game. For every 10 likes we have, I look at a stock. Holy smokes. The last time I looked at GNLN this morning, it was only up 20%. It's up 72%. Now, the thing I like about this stock is that they're making test strips to test for fentanyl. All right, that's what long-term why I do like it, but it's just a play that is just smacking everybody in the face. It's parabolic. So I'm going to tell you, this is a trader's delight. GNLN is a trader's delight. If you're a day trader, this is a good play. Long term, I think it's got upside, but it's got to get past all of this volatility of going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But 72 freaking percent today. Two stocks in here that are sell recommendations, SMCI and Alarm. Alarm, Uncle Glenn talked to you about that a while ago, but it's getting its butt kicked. But is it ready to come back? We'll take a look. Ryan, before we look at these graphs, any insight that you want to put on any of these stocks rather than what I just did? Can you read them?
They're a little tiny.
Okay.
Now let's jump in the charts
All
here.
right, let's go graph them. Let's go see what we got. All right, 3-month graph. SMCI. Ryan and I had a conversation this afternoon about SMCI. He likes to play. I think that it needs to show me a little bit more than what it's showing me. I think a lot of the stocks in this space that are rebounding a lot better than SMCI. I see, as you can see from this trend line coming off this level of support, it's moving up. I just am not nearly as confident in the move as Ryan is. That's my 2 cents. Ryan, what do you want to add to that?
Obviously, it's definitely early. It just moved into the middle lane.
Right.
The only reason why I'm getting somewhat optimistic in SMCI right now, the first being valuation standpoint. We value the company almost $900. The second, this downward trend. If you just draw a downward trend line, you'll see that we just broke that as with today's trading session. So we can remain above that. Find a nice anchor. Definitely, Glenn, you're not wrong. I'm seeing a lot more enthusiasm on some of the other semiconductor plays. But one thing that a lot of people, I guess, may have forgotten about, their 10-for-1 stock split. That is set to start in October. It's about a month or so out. But I have a feeling
it's enough to push it higher?
What, the stock split?
Yeah.
I mean, as long as there's some optimism in the semiconductor space as a whole, I think SMCI will continue to rise.
Okay. Again, it needs to show me more. It needs what's the show me shape, Missouri? It needs to show me something.
But so the big problem with SMCI and the reason why it dropped so much, 20% miss in earnings, right?
Yeah.
And we had this conversation last week, Glenn. I was doing some research. And what may have caused that was actually just the company reinvesting. It opened up 3 new production facilities.
We had that conversation,
to keep up with NVIDIA's demand. So the next earnings report, since this earnings report clearly probably showed that cash being reinvested, so it showed a loss, from that revenue. Because the revenue beat slightly, but it did beat. It was just the earnings. So they collected just as much money or a little bit more than they were expected to. It's just that they spent some more, and I think that had to do with those 3 new production facilities. Okay. So obviously if you buy it just because it broke this downward trend line, or if you bought over the last few days, have a plan in place, because the magnitude or the momentum is to the downside right now. But I do believe that the risk could definitely be worth the reward here with this position.
All right.
And not even just a short-term play, but even a long-term play. I mean, there's not too many well-known AI stocks that are trading at half of what VectorVest values is.
That's true.
That's just plain and simple.
I can't deny that. That is very, very true. So it could be a bargain, but it's still got to show me something.
If this stock rallies back, and it's gets back above its value, don't come to me saying, I should have bought it. But like I said, you can buy it, just have a plan in place in case it doesn't work out.
Okay. Next stock, LPX. There was the earnings. It's very much unchanged from its earnings, in the middle lane.
Not doing a whole lot.
It's not. Relative value, relative safety, fundamentally sound stock. In an uptrend, positive earnings growth, positive sales growth. I think it just needs to get out of its own way. I think the fundamentals behind it is undervalued. I need to make that value line a little darker. Hold on. Change this.
It looks like a good stock. I mean, just, was that 3-month chart? Yeah, I mean, they're just, oh, wow, look at the value.
Yeah, I wanted to make that. It is currently undervalued. It was overvalued. It was overvalued for a lot of the 3 months. Mm-hmm. Now comes back and, I don't see it doing anything just quite yet, but this is something that I would keep on my watch list. You agree?
Yeah, as far as a trader's perspective, nothing crazy here to look at. But as far as an investment opportunity, I think there might be some actual, some real potential with this position.
Especially being fundamentally sound. I do like that.
Exactly.
All right. Next stock. This is that stock. This is.
Ooh, what is this? The new GameStop?
This is.
Is this the new game? Is this a Reddit?
This is.
I heard you guys talking about this earlier this week.
This
I
is
looked
the
at the
stock
chart.
that's got the testing strips for fentanyl. I think that's with all of the fentanyl issues that are going on in the country right now. I think that the company, and it's the only one that's got this contract. But man, this stock is just a scary freaking stock unless you are day trading. And look at it.
I'm just curious, what are they testing for fentanyl?
Stuff. See if it's got
fentanyl
fentanyl in it. Yeah. Oh, no fentanyl. Oh, no fentanyl. Oh, that's got fentanyl. That kind of deal. I think if GNLN had an E in it, it would be a. Oh yeah, really? Wow. Did you see what Janice just said? It would be a Glen. Wow.
It would be a Glen.
Holy shit.
I'm not gonna lie. When I saw GNLN, I did think Glen.
No, you didn't.
I did think.
Wow,
Glen.
I didn't think. I've never thought that this whole time looking at this stock. Now, I will never be able to look at this stock the same again.
You can't unsee it now.
I can't unsee it. But trading at session highs today, I just say that this is a trader's delight right here. This is definitely a trader's delight. All right. Glenn and Ryan, no, that is not correct regarding SMCI. Capital expenditures. I said that, but I wasn't sure. I said that to him, but I had to go along because I wasn't sure. Capital expenditures do not get reflected in earnings. Capital expenditures go on the balance sheet. So now, with that being said, SMCI might be poopy.
Yeah, it might just be poopy.
Yeah, I doubt it. I'm not going to call it poopy. No. But I did. Thank you for that, Oscar. Thank you.
I'm no expert in that.
Neither one of us are. Neither one, and that's why we talk to VV Nation. But I goes onto the balance sheet. Okay. Well, again, I appreciate that. Again, GNLN is definitely a trader's play, not a long-term play. SHIP. Ooh. What do you think? I like the splitting of the separation of the Bollinger Bands in the fast lane.
I'll put it like this, Glenn. What did I say at the beginning of this live stream?
I don't know. I don't listen.
Oh, Glenn. I said when
See, you don't even know.
When tensions rise in the Middle East, it's not oil right now. It's shipping. Look at this over the last week and a half. Since the Iranian, you see that gap up?
Yep.
I'm telling you, that's the play, shipping, not oil right now.
I do like the play. Down day to day, but I do.
It's in the fast lane.
It is, and both DPOs are positive. And look how
undervalued
it is. It's way undervalued.
And if tensions escalate between Israel and Iran, I'd imagine the Houthis would probably be getting involved in again, and that's what caused a lot of the the havoc in the Red Sea anyways with these shipping lanes. So I see shipping being, the play as far as, the catalyst that we're seeing in the Middle East right now. That's it.
So nephew Ryan is on board with SHIP. I am with him as well. I do like that, and I like the analogy with the tensions rising. Maybe it's not oil, but shipping. And that's when's the last time SHIP was in the fast lane? It did well. Since then, this could be. There's nephew Ryan. Way to go, nephew. I like that. All right. Let's go to the next stock. Dick's Sporting Goods.
Neil says, "Nope's the plays oil."
Yeah, I'm not
XOM versus
playing
SHIP.
Oil. I'm not playing oil. I'm just tired. I'm tired of it.
Neil, we'll take a look at XOM. I'm curious what Exxon's doing.
All right, we'll do that real quick as we move on. Let's go do that real quick.
Yeah.
XOM. 3 months. That's all I can say. It is.
Looks like they're both moving up.
Yep, it's trending higher. But is it really?
But look at is that the value that just dropped?
Yeah,
over
that's
last
the
few
value.
days?
It's way overvalued.
Well, I did see an article earlier talking about oil producers working with tighter margins right now, and how that might affect earnings. But I mean, yeah, I see the momentum to the upside in XOM right now. But I'm still a believer. I think shipping is going to be the bigger benefactor overall.
Well, if
right now.
if nothing else, keep your eyes on it. Dick's Sporting Goods.
You know, if we didn't have like recession fears or economic issues with China right now slow down, I'd be more optimistic.
I'm with you
with
on
oil,
that.
but not right now.
I am with you on that.
As far as Dick's, I like Academy Sports. That's all I'm gonna say. ASO.
I do like ASO. I like them both.
But if you're a trader, I see Dick's just went into the fast lane. Down day today though, it gapped up, but it's fading that gap. So I kind of hold off.
I
right
like
now.
that it's undervalued, but I'm with him. I'm not sure I feel really warm and fuzzy about it. All right, next stock. I like it. Bottom left, top right, not the 3-month high, but in the fast lane. Been riding that fast lane pretty nicely. Buy recommendation.
Just the chart itself, I mean, pretty smooth. A little consolidation there, but then broke out to the upside and off to the races.
It is overvalued, though. Last earnings, evidently, it must have did okay. I sort of kind of like to play. I do. I'd like to see it take out the 3-month high, but notice over the last 3 months, it has not been a sell. It's either been a buy or a hold. Good play. Good play. Not the murder hornets. What are you talking about, Mark? All is a big win today.
Hornets.
They won't buy. Where did the murder hornets come in? How the heck did we get into murder hornets? I don't know.
It's the internet, Glenn. Anything is possible.
Holy smokes, we got into murder hornets.
We went from Exxon to murder hornets
Oh, boy.
within
Oh,
about a
this
minute
is
and
an
a half.
ETF. That's I was like, why does that look like that? On the
Invesco.
S&P 500 large cap, S&P stocks must be moving again in the fast lane.
I saw that. Yeah, the S&P is actually in positive territory today. I'm liking the value stocks. I'm liking the large cap right now.
Okay, I'm not against that because they've been beaten up so much. I think the rebound is there. Is Ryan's done some rebound videos. I've done a couple of rebound videos, trying to keep you guys on track with that. Next one, Alarm. Gosh, as much as Uncle Glenn likes that he gave you Alarm, I'm sorry because it's tough play. Tough play. And it's overvalued. It's been overvalued. I don't think if you're in it, don't be in it. If you're not in it, I'd wait for it to get back into the fast lane. That's all I got to say about that. Are we bullish or bearish market direction wise? Good question.
I'm going to go slightly bullish.
I am with you as well. I'll go to the market. This is the trend. This is the trend.
Cautiously bullish.
Nicely put.
Cautiously bullish.
And you know what tells us that? Ryan didn't just guess that. There's the home page. There's the home page looking at the color guard. Primary wave is up for 3 days in a row. A lot of yellow. I think that was a great answer, Ryan. Cautiously bullish. Our graph shows that moving up. Now we went from a red day to a green day, Ryan. I am cautiously bullish, but I think the homepage of the VectorVest software shows us that. All right, let me get back into these graphs.
John, what event are you talking about in Asheville today?
Oh, the president is here. Oh, no, Kamala's here. One of them is here. One of them is in Asheville. One of them is in Asheville. Too far away from me. I ain't got to worry about them. Somebody,
Yeah, it's about 2 hours away.
yeah, somebody's there. I forget who. I hate the homepage. It always red, yellow. Don't hate it because it's doing what it's supposed to do. You're just impatient. That's right. I said it. You're just impatient.
You only hate the homepage when you ignore it and you start losing money.
Does everybody agree with that? Does everybody agree with that? Yeah, I'm shouting out Akshaya. Be patient. The color guard is doing exactly what it. How many of you agree to
You
the
see
color
yellow,
guard
red
does
lights, the market's volatile, the semiconductors take a hit, everyone freaking out. The color guard told you exactly what's up.
How many of you feel that the color guard does exactly what it's supposed to do and it protects you? Type a 1. If you think it's freaking confusing, type a 2. All right, let's go see. Akshaya, you got to be patient. You got to be, and let the color guard do its job. All right, let it do its job. All right, next one. Chewy. Chewy is a good stock. Ooh, before I say it, look at fundamentally not sound. Chewy's a great. Oh no. Fundamentally not sound. Wow. See, that's how VectorVest protects me from looking like a total freaking idiot on the live stream. Hey, Chewy is great. Oh, maybe it's not. Fundamentally not sound. I do like the move on the stock. Don't get me wrong. I do like the move on the stock, but I could probably have you in a better stock, and it's just barely in the fast lane. My dogs love Chewy. Yeah, my dog loves Chewy too. Well, my wife loves Chewy for my dog. So
it's hugging that trend line pretty tight. So again, if you're going to play this stock, just play the trend line. Why overcomplicate it? As long as it stays above that trend line, rake in some money.
Is the web-based software available yet? No. But us here, we are playing around with it.
We were just playing around with it the other day. Yeah. Should we talk about the graphs?
Not yet. No. We're not putting none of that out yet. No.
None of that out there.
No. And
no can of worms.
No.
Well, I tried.
But we are playing around with it here in the office. Everyone in the company has access to messing around with it. All right. Another couple of stocks. Look at that. We're right on time. Look at that. Tesla. All right.
Ooh, 3:00 on the dot.
Look at that. Before we get into Tesla, I got
Joey went out and took us on the out screen. We didn't even get to see Tesla.
Tesla.
I'm so proud right now.
No,
Joey said 3:00.
Put Tesla back on. We're not finished talking about Tesla yet. Holy smokes. He's jumping the gun. Put Tesla to dang.
Yeah, you gotta have some fun.
What do you think about Tesla?
Obviously I'm optimistic in the position overall, but right now, if you're not holding it, I'm not going to tell you to go jump in and buy it right now.
All right. I think that Elon's got to get his head more back into Tesla. He's got to get back behind it. I think a problem with Tesla is that on the EV space, a lot of car lots have a lot of EVs sitting on the car lot. That's going to hurt Tesla more than it hurts the major other car manufacturers because they have gas cars. All right, so Tesla's all EVs, and if the EV craze is slowing down, it's going to affect Tesla in an adverse way. Now, the other side of that is Tesla's got their hands in a lot of different things.
And that's what I'm optimistic about.
Right, but
I'm cautious about too.
How long can those other different things carry the company? That becomes my question. So,
that's my concern too. Is if these items take too long to deploy or come to fruition, investors are gonna, they're gonna start dropping it.
I agree.
Because as far as valuation standpoint, solely on the EV space itself, I mean the company's way overvalued right now.
All right.
And that's according to the VectorVest metrics.
Absolutely. It's not just you. It's not just me. Absolutely.
Yeah, not just you. Mathematically, it is overvalued. So to justify its valuation and to really carry it to being another multi-bag opportunity, we've got to see the futuristic stuff come out. The more the industrial sized batteries, the robo-taxis, the ride-sharing services,
all of those different things,
autonomous driving improvements. The humanoid robot? I mean, there's a lot of things here. I mean, Tesla, you just got to keep your eye to it because all it takes is, humanoid robots are here. We started selling them, or something like, and the stock's going to go crazy. So just keep your ears going on. And obviously, Elon, he's been in the news a lot lately too. So that could cause some ruckus for the stock as well. So if you don't have a stomach for the volatility, Tesla's probably not your pick.
Domino effect. What is that? Oh, AI. Oh, for tomorrow. I got to write that down. There you go. Thank you. AI domino effect. Okay, you're right. Thank you for that, Janice. That's why she's my number 2 in the room. All right, we got to go.
All right.
I'm not saying anything more than that. Ryan, you can sign us off because Joey says I say it way too much and never do it. So you can sign us off.
And
all right, everybody.
Nation and they confirmed.
What?
Just saying.
What?
Then you asked VV Nation and they confirmed it. So.
Confirmed about what? What are you talking about?
Did
All
you
right,
say
well,
goodbye a
Joey's
million
gotta
times?
Oh,
Oh my
Joey's
God.
got to make a tea time. Glenn's got to get the Golden Corral. And me, I got to do something. But you guys have a wonderful evening. Hopefully the market, I know the CPI data came in, one of the lowest reports since 2021. I'm surprised we're not seeing more enthusiasm in the market right now. But other than that, like I said, be cautiously bullish right now. Reflect and stick to what the VectorVest system is trying to tell you. Don't overanalyze it. Don't convince yourself of something you probably shouldn't. You guys have a good day.
hey, John, thanks for following me on X. I do appreciate